Welcome back to Blaze Bikes. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about concepts in the motorcycle world, the 2025 Honda NSR500 V3, along with the rumored 2026 update and the speculation surrounding a potential 2026 USA release. Whether you're a die-hard two-stroke fan or just curious about Honda's direction with performance machines, this deep breakdown will walk you through everything we know, everything we expect, and why the NSR legend continues to capture the imagination of riders worldwide. A look back at the NSR legacy. To understand why the NSR500 V3 is creating so much hype, it's important to revisit what made the original NSR series iconic. The NSR500 dominated the Grand Prix era with its razor-sharp handling, explosive power delivery, and unmistakable two-stroke sound. Riders like Doohan and Gardner turned it into a symbol of pure racing aggression. Honda stepping back into this territory with a modern V3 configuration feels like a tribute to that era, one that blends nostalgia with futuristic performance goals. The 2025 V3 concept, why a V3? If the rumors hold true, the V3 layout is Honda's attempt to strike the perfect balance between compact size, weight reduction, and power efficiency. A three-cylinder two-stroke power plant is unconventional but potentially brilliant, lighter than a V4 but still capable of delivering impressive horsepower. The idea is to keep the engine narrow and centralized for better cornering, all while maintaining the raw punch enthusiasts expect from an NSR. This configuration also gives Honda room to play with different mapping strategies and power band control. With modern electronics, a two-stroke V3 could offer smoother low-end torque without sacrificing the thrilling mid-range kick that defined the original GP machines. Performance expectations. Although nothing is confirmed, the expected performance numbers being discussed in the community are ambitious. Writers speculate that Honda may target a range of 140 to 160 horsepower, placing it well above most middleweight sport bikes and pushing it closer to leader-class performance, but at a fraction of the weight. The dry weight is rumored to be under 150 kilograms, which would make the NSR500 V3 an absolute weapon on both road and track. This could mark the return of the kind of power-to-weight ratio that modern four-strokes simply can't replicate without massive displacement. For Honda, this isn't just about making another bike, it's about making a statement. Chassis and handling direction. Honda's approach to chassis design is always engineering-driven, and the NSR500 V3 is no exception. The frame will likely be a lightweight twin-spar aluminum design, optimized for rigidity without sacrificing flexibility. Honda knows that two-stroke handling relies heavily on predictable frame response, so the V3 platform is expected to prioritize agility. Suspension updates for the 2026 model could introduce semi-active systems or at least updated electronically adjustable settings. These would help the bike adapt instantly between tight street riding and high-speed track scenarios. Additionally, rumors suggest a shorter wheelbase, adjustable swing arm pivot, and more compact ergonomics, features that tie this machine closer to its GP roots. Braking and safety features. Braking is another area where Honda is expected to modernize heavily. With such a lightweight bike and high power output, the NSR500 V3 would almost certainly come equipped with top-tier Brembo hardware. Dual front discs, advanced ABS, and traction management systems would be essential, not to limit performance, but to give riders the confidence to push this machine to its limits. Two-strokes have traditionally been unpredictable, but the new NSR aims to change that. With modern sensors, lean angle detection, and real-time power adjustments, Honda could make the V3 one of the most controllable high-performance two-strokes ever built. The 2026 update, what Honda might improve. The 2026 update is where things get even more interesting. Early leaks suggest Honda's focus will shift toward improving fuel delivery, emission systems, and overall ride refinement. Two-stroke technology has come a long way, and Honda may incorporate cleaner combustion strategies inspired by direct injection or oil control advancements seen in modern off-road bikes. Cooling improvements are also expected. Two-stroke engines run hot under pressure, so a redesigned radiator system, optimized airflow, and updated heat dissipation features could be included. The 2026 version may also introduce new ride modes, a revised ECU, and a more efficient gearbox. In short, the 2026 update aims to take the raw performance of the 2025 model and polish the edges without losing the NSR soul. A potential return to the USA, how likely is it? One of the biggest questions is whether Honda will release the NSR500 V3 in the USA in 2026. Strict emissions laws have made two-strokes nearly impossible to sell in mainstream form. However, several possibilities keep the hope alive. 1. Limited edition track-only model. Honda could offer the bike exclusively for track use, similar to MotoGP replica programs. This would bypass many emissions restrictions. 2. Special homologation release. If the NSR500 V3 incorporates modern low-emission two-stroke technology, a limited street-legal batch might be possible. 3. Collector and heritage editions. Honda knows how strong the NSR name is among collectors. A special heritage edition for the US market could generate instant demand. While nothing is confirmed, the interest from American riders is undeniable. If Honda sees a viable market opportunity, a 2026 US appearance, whether track-only or street-legal, could become reality. Why the NSR500 V3 matters to the motorcycle world. In a landscape dominated by large four-stroke engines and increasingly strict regulations, the idea of a modern high-performance two-stroke from Honda feels revolutionary. It signals a possible shift in the industry, a recognition that innovation can come from revisiting classic engineering, not just reinventing it. The V3 is more than just a new bike concept. It's a cultural moment for riders who grew up watching two-stroke legends carve through GP circuits. It represents speed, simplicity, mechanical personality, and the unapologetic excitement that defined an entire era of racing. Community reactions and hype. The motorcycle community has responded to the NSR500 V3 rumors with overwhelming enthusiasm. Forums, social media discussions, and track groups are buzzing with debates about potential horsepower numbers, sound characteristics, and whether Honda will stay true to the two-stroke identity. Some riders worry that modern electronics might soften the bike's wild personality. Others argue that these systems will make the NSR accessible to a wider audience. Either way, the hype is unmatched proof that Honda has touched on something deeply nostalgic yet forward-looking. Final thoughts, a new era for two-strokes? If Honda truly brings the 2025 NSR500 V3 to life and follows it up with meaningful 2026 updates, we could witness the beginning of a new era for high-performance two-strokes. This machine has the potential to challenge expectations, inspire new designs, and remind riders why two-stroke engines once ruled the racing world. And if Honda does manage a 2026 release for the USA, even in limited form, it would be one of the biggest moments in recent motorcycle history.